All right, welcome. Good morning. My name is Hope Mercer and I'm with Iron Zen Yoga, and today we are broadcasting live from the Crossroads Library branch in Cambridge, Ohio. Thanks for being here. So today we are going to start with proper posture. So where I need you to be for me is, hello, welcome, there's a chair right up here. Come on up. It's like the Price is Right. Right in the front, yes ma'am. We're going to begin by finding our sits bones under the body. So what are our sits bones? They are those two little bony points in our bum. I used to laugh at my yoga teacher when she would tell me to move my fleshy bits around so that I could feel them because I didn't need to. Now I need to. So move fleshy bits around, find your bony points underneath of your bum. It may seem silly, but it's how we find our grounding. We want to make sure that we have our knees in front of our hips and our toes pointed straight ahead. Let your hands rest on your lap. Your shoulders are going to land right over top of your hips. So these chairs are a little bit more relaxed. So I'm going to ask you to lean forward, stack your shoulders over top of your hips, and let your back move away from the chair. Hands are going to rest on your thighs. If you're comfortable doing so, I'm going to have you close down your eyes or soften your gaze towards the tip of the nose if you would rather. And we're going to take these opening moments to witness and observe our body and our breath without judgment and without change. And this can be an uncomfortable practice if you are not used to doing this. I've been using this visualization the last couple of weeks of imagining that you're at the airport and TSA has their wands and they are scanning your body. And what we're doing is we're using our imaginary TSA wands and we're starting at the crown of our head. And we're moving down across the face and we're noticing if we're holding any tension in our forehead, between our brows, and our jaw, and our neck or shoulders. If you're noticing you're holding your breath, we notice if we're holding tension in the belly, the low back, the hips, the legs, the feet. Now, as you make this observation of your body and your breath, if you find an area where you're noticeably holding tension, can you imagine your breath traveling into that space and it softening? Now let's take a few collective breaths together. In yoga, our goal is to breathe fully into our belly and move our breath from being shallow and in the chest to deep and full. So we're going to take a big breath in through your nose. Seal your lips gently. And then a long, big exhale breath. Okay, let's do that again because I heard like 2 of you and there's like 29 of you now. Take a big breath in through your nose. Big breath out. Okay, I gotta quit breathing because I can't hear you. Breath in through your nose. Good, big breath out through your mouth. Yes, there it is. Let's do that one more time. And this time, I want you to imagine we have this big community birthday cake. Everybody's candles are on it. And I want you to try to blow out as many candles as you can. So we're going to blow through pursed lips, and we are going to blow out every last bit of breath that we are holding. Big breath in through your nose. At the top of your inhale, when you think you can't take in any more air, I want you to sip in a little bit more. Now that long, slow exhale. Pull your navel towards your spine. Drain the body of breath. Good. Now, let it relax. Breathe naturally. And notice if your breathing is a little deeper. If the mind might be a little clearer. If the body feels a bit more relaxed. So at the beginning of yoga classes, we typically have a little Dharma chat. It's kind of something for you to think about as we move through our class. And I have been teaching a beginner's class at the studio. And I thought this was a great time to start to introduce to my other classes some of these concepts as well. In yoga, we typically focus on Patanjali's 8 limbs of yoga. And the first limb of yoga is the yamas. The yamas are kind of like the golden rule. So how we want to treat other people and how we expect other people to treat us. So there are 5 yamas, and I've spoken on 3 of them so far. We have spoken on ahimsa, which can be kindness. We treat other people with kindness. We also treat ourselves with kindness. The second was asteya, which is non-stealing, and that's beyond the obvious, I'm going to take your personal things. We're mindful of stealing other people's times, of their words. We just have to be kind of careful about that. I think time stealing is one of the biggest ones that we oftentimes forget that the other person has a story. I sometimes forget that because sometimes, even though I'm with 30 of you at this point, I often don't have time to connect one-on-one with someone more than just a few sentences. And when I get someone and I'm like, oh, da, 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 I forget that they also have a story, that they also have something they want to talk about. So I have been really working hard on that one. The other one I've talked about is satya, truthfulness. Speaking the truth, right? Sometimes we tell ourselves stories, and they're not necessarily true stories. It's a story that we have taken from our upbringing, from our childhood, from the environment around us, from society, and we've just been like, oh, that's true, and we don't question it. So we have to be our own resource. We have to do our own research and find the truth in those stories. Today I want to speak on brahmacharya, which is the 4th yama. Brahmacharya is often translated as moderation or balance. If we go historically back, brahmacharya meant that as a yogi, you were celibate. You conserve your energy. We know what energy we're talking about there. But that's not necessarily the case now. It's about finding the middle path, about not taking too much. It's about not giving too little, but instead living in harmony with yourself and your surroundings. It encourages us to conserve our energy and direct it toward what truly matters, avoiding excess and distraction. This can look like a lot of things, right? Balancing what's good, what's bad, what we need to do, what we have to do. I need to be here, I need to be there, I need to be here. And finding that fine balance between those things. So today, as we move through our practice, I want to invite you to embrace brahmacharya, to move with intention and moderation, honoring the balance between efforts and ease. There's no need to push past your limit. Yoga is a very personal practice. So your practice isn't going to look like your practice. It's not going to look like your practice or your practice. Every body, 2 words, is different. And one yogi does not look like another yogi. My mission is to make sure that you are aware that yoga is for every body, okay, no matter where you at. The beauty of yoga is that it truly does meet you exactly where you are in life. If you have had a hip replacement, a knee replacement, a shoulder replacement, if you're currently dealing, I heard someone, not pointing fingers or even calling you out, don't raise your hand, I heard someone say something about steroid shots this morning as y'all were coming in. We're all in a different place in life, right? So our bodies are at different places. Some of us may be like, man, this sounds like exactly what I need. It sounds gentle. Some of us may be thinking, this doesn't seem like it's quite enough. What more can I do? So we're going to let yoga meet us where we are today, and we're just going to start. And I like to focus on each one of the joints. So we're going to start today with just some neck rolls. Now keep in mind, if you are a patient of an ophthalmologist, and your ophthalmologist would be angry if they found out you were looking at the floor, I don't want you to do that. You keep in mind your medical limitations. Make sure that you keep that in mind as we move today. If I suggest a movement that you know is not appropriate for you and your body, you are going to skip it, okay? If it is sharp or painful, you're going to stop. If it's uncomfortable, we're going to ask ourselves, when was the last time I moved this way? And we're just going to see what we can do, okay? Each time you come to a class, it's going to start to feel a little different, a little better. Every time I come to my mat or to my practice, it's a different practice. So let's start. Are we ready? Okay, let's drop our chin towards our chest. Take an inhale breath and lift your gaze towards the sky. Exhale breath, drop your chin to your chest. And if you have found yourself outside of that original posture with your shoulders stacked over your hips, I want you to make that little adjustment, come back to that nice tall posture. Inhale, lift your gaze. I talked a really long time there, my apologies. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift your gaze towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch along the front of your throat. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, bring your gaze back to parallel, chin even to the ground. So when I say chin parallel, now obviously I'm standing taller than y'all today, so you may find that you're lifting a little. Can you let your chin drop to where you're looking kind of at my knees probably? Take your gaze over your right shoulder. Come back through center, take your gaze over your left shoulder. Come through center, look over the right. Come through center, look over your left. Through center, over your right. And through center to your left. Now, come back to center for me. If it feels good in your body, let's do some neck rolls. If it doesn't, feel free to stick with looking over shoulder or up and down. If it feels good though, let's drop the chin to the chest. Roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Let your gaze lift. Left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. One more time in this direction, right ear, right shoulder. The head tips back and left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Let's switch directions here. Left ear, left shoulder, we lift the gaze. Right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder, last time around, we lift the gaze. Right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest. Lift the gaze back to neutral. Nice. All right, let's come into our shoulders and let's just do what I like to call some chugs. So you're just gonna take your shoulders and you're gonna shrug them up towards your ears and towards the front of your body. So just like a choo-choo train, we're chugging along the track here. Hi guys, welcome in. Feel free to find a chair.
They have to sit up here.
There's space up here.
I need company.
We'll have to grab a chair, babe. Can you grab a chair on the side there?
Yeah.
All right, switch directions. Chug your train to the back of the room. Good. All right, maybe we give the arms a little shake here. All right, now reach your arms out to the side of the body, and this way we want to try to imagine that we are spreading the fingers wide and you're trying to touch either side of the room. And we're going to spin here and turn the palms towards the back of the room and then towards the ceiling as much as you can. So here we go, we're targeting into our shoulder joint. Those of you that have been with me a few times, this is going to get old hearing, but synovial fluid is what is inside of our joints, lubricates our joints, and if we don't move a joint, they get stiff. We might find that we have a little impingement, we might have some fascia that is just not happy, maybe some scar tissue. If we move our joints, it's like the body gets a little oil change. And we get some fresh synovial fluid in there and things start to feel better. Are your arms getting warm? Let's shake them out. All right, let's come to our wrist and we're just gonna start to roll the wrist. Now, this is truly a roll of the wrist. If holding your arms up here doesn't feel good, you can bring them down here. I'll try not to use the same jokes I used yesterday. You go one up here, one down here, one up here, one down here.
I like that.
It feels like a little flamenco dancer, right? So we're rolling the wrist, switch directions. All right, can you breathe while you do this?
No.
Take an inhale. Exhale, switch direction. Inhale, switch direction. Try to make it just your wrist. I'm looking at you. Exhale, switch direction. Good. All right, switch direction, inhale. Exhale, switch direction. Good, shake out your wrist. All right, let's come back to the shoulders. Bring your fingertips towards your shoulders. And we're gonna rotate the arms up And then we're gonna try to touch our elbows at center. And then down and open. Good. And we're just gonna do what feels good, right? Maybe our elbows touch, maybe they don't. Does it matter? Nope. Good. All right, next time. I always kind of imagine, remember those little monkeys that had cymbals? Ding, 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 ding. Okay, next time your little cymbals tap, bing, reverse your direction. Now I don't remember which way I was going, but it's okay. Anybody else get stuck on that? Like, which way was I going?
No, neither.
All right, that's probably good. Let's shake that out again. Okay, we ready for some flicky flicky? Yeah, Michelle's like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, flicky flicky. Imagine you've just gone to the public restroom. There is not a hand dryer and there are no paper towels. We are just flicking our fingers. Or another fun one, you're in the pool and you're flicking water at your friend, your grandbaby, your child. Now, this is fingers, not arms. It's fingers. Good. Now, anybody ever think, man, my wrists are weak?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. It's probably not so much your wrist is weak. And I mean, it could be. But oftentimes we tell ourselves that story and it's our forearms that are weak. So the forearm muscles are what we're heating up right here. They might be starting to feel a little spicy and a little warm. I'm smiling at you. Ooh. Anybody else's forearms getting a little warm?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, are your shoulders starting to be like, man, this is really intense? You can bring your arms down here. You can bring them back up. You bring one up and one down. One up, one down. Okay. All right. Now, just let your hands rest on your knees. Soften your gaze, close your eyes. Drop your attention into your forearms and your wrist. Do you notice your heartbeat here? Do your forearms feel a little tingly, a little warm? Just notice what you notice. All right, good stuff. Let's bring our hands heart center. So in yoga, prayer hands, it's called Anjali. It's what we call a mudra. So you've probably seen like little meditation, right? So anytime we make little symbols with our hands, they're called mudras. Anjali mudra is bringing the two halves of the body together, right side, left side, we're bringing them together. Let's take an inhale, bring your hands up and over your head. On your exhale, we're gonna open the arms and bring your forearms to your thighs and lean forward a little bit. This is where if you are a glaucoma patient or your ophthalmologist would be angry that you're looking down, I want you to look ahead, okay? Now, inhale, pull your right knee towards your chest. Exhale, let your right leg down. Inhale, draw your left knee towards your chest, and you're lifting whatever amount feels possible in your body. Exhale, let this leg come down. Bring your hands to your knees. We're gonna take what's known as a little baby cobra. I'm feeling like I need to scooch forward on my chair. You might feel that way too, so feel free to scooch forward so you have a little bit more space. Cobra pose. We're gonna bring the hands to the knees. We're gonna pull our shoulder blades back. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, and it's gonna feel like your tailbone's tipping up because it is. Exhale, relax, and find that nice tall posture. Our shoulders stack over top of our hips. Good. I forget what's next. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, draw your hands to heart. It'll flow naturally now. Inhale, lift. Exhale, find that little fold. Now here, if you feel like you could do more, and you could go here, and your ophthalmologist wouldn't be mad, you can go here. I have to say that a lot because I don't want you to forget that. Now inhale, come back up. Pull your right knee towards your chest. Any amount. Exhale, let it down. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, cobra. Pull your heart forward. Lift your gaze, lift your heart. Exhale, relax. Let the shoulders stack over the hips. Inhale, draw the arms up and over your head. Exhale, pull your hands to heart. Good, we're gonna do that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold whatever amount is right for you. Inhale, right knee draws to the chest. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, left knee draws to the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra, hands to the knees, pull the heart forward. Exhale, relax, shoulders over hips. Inhale, arms lift high. Exhale, hands to hearts. Inhale, hands together and high. Exhale, folding whatever amount is right. Inhale, right knee lifts. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra, pull your heart forward, lift your gaze. Exhale, relax, shoulders over hips. Inhale, draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, press the palms together, lift high. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, right knee draws up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, left knee draws up. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra, pull the heart through, the shoulders are back. Exhale, relax. Inhale, arms draw high. Exhale, hands to heart. Now, pause here. Let your hands rest at the heart space, your thumbs resting against the sternum. Maybe you close the eyes. Notice the beat of the heart beneath the thumbs. Notice your breath. Check in with the mind. Good. Inhale, reach the arms high over the head. Exhale, let the hands float back down to the lap. All right, let's start into the low body now. With the hands at your thighs or at your knees, whatever feels right. We're gonna take some body circles. Doesn't matter which way. So we're just gonna start circling the shoulders above the hips. So this is kind of like you've got your spine. Well, you have your spine, and it's sitting in your hips, and you're thinking about circling your shoulders around the hips. Good. No weeble wobbling and falling down. Now we're gonna go the other way. Whoop, switch it up. All right. Okay, come back to stillness. Stack your shoulders back over your hips. All right, into the feet. Lift your toes. Put them down. Lift your toes. Down they go. Up the toes go, down the toes. Up, down, at your own pace. I still think we need a good song for this. I'm gonna have to come up with one. You guys at home, when you're practicing this, if you hear a good song, let me know. I heard a Gray Squirrel version the other day that I'd never heard before, like from camp. So hilarious. All right, toes down, heels. Lift, 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 lift. Now, there are some things that we do here that I'd love for you to do at home every day. This is one of them. Flicky, flicky hands, wrist rolls. Oh, look, you can put it all together. Put it all together here.
And swirl.
And the swirl. I don't know if we want to put the swirl, the wrist rolls, and the heel taps together, but all right. Now, let's go marches. Lift your leg, lift your leg. And you're lifting whatever amount you can do. Now, as you're doing this, can you find stillness and freeze your upper body? It takes a lot of work, right? Oh, I've just got my hands up, forgot. You don't have to bring your hands up. If you wanted to do cactus arms, you could do some cactus arms. So when I say find that stillness in your upper body, what that forces us to do is engage our low abdominals and our low back. Now, I said this yesterday, so if you were with me yesterday, don't shout the answer out unless nobody else shouts the answer out, and then feel smart and shout the answer out. What else does this work? What do you think? We're working low abdominals, low back. Okay, nobody's got a guess? Come on, where's somebody from yesterday? What did I tell you this also works? Anybody remember? Oh, y'all. Sorry. Pelvic floor. I gave you too many nuggets yesterday. That's why. All right, come back to stillness. So, you know, pelvic floor health, real important, right? Achoo. We all know what happens. Okay, let's stick that right leg out to the side. One of these days, I'll remember to bring a whole bunch of props, and we will do some pelvic floor work. All right, right leg's out. I want you to flex your toes towards the body. Now, tip your toes forward and tip your toe back. Now, as we find this tip, you're gonna move at your own pace. Find what feels good. My goal for you, I want that leg nice and still. So we are working the top of our femur joint into our hip joint. And we are giving the body that little oil change. We're flushing in some new synovial fluid. We're sending a signal to the body like, hey, I'm working this joint. Send me some fresh synovial fluid in here so that this still works good for me. And remember, if you've had a hip replacement or if you have something happening in here right now and this doesn't feel good, maybe you take the teeniest, tiniest little rotation here. You do what you can do for your body today. Good. All right, let's pause here. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. Left hand, reach it up and over your head. Straight up to the sky. Sit taller. Yeah. Now, lean over like you're gonna try to touch your toes. Now, when you take that lean over, pay attention to where your chest is at. Where is your sternum pointed? Is it pointed down towards your knee, or can you point it towards me? And if you can point it here, forward, are you able to lift your gaze towards your elbow? Take a breath in, and a breath out. Are you able to feel the breath move into the left side of your rib cage? Take that big full breath in again, and breath out. Good. Inhale, reach the hand to the sky. Good. Go ahead and bring that back down. Walk your right leg back in front of your body. Y'all know what's coming. Lift the leg. Any amount. Maybe it's an inch or two. Now again, here we go. Pull the navel towards the spine. Engage the full core of the body. We're very mistaken and think that the core is just the front. Nope. We have a whole bunch of muscles that attach at our spine, wrap all the way around the sides of the body to the front of the body. So this is our core, not just here, not just our tummy. So this is all of that. It's warm. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Want to clap? Let's just clap our thigh today. Give it a little clap. I gotta quit lifting so high. My leg is on fire. Look at y'all doing the thing. Yes. All right. And good. Other side. Left side. Give that right leg a little rub though. Give it a little, whoo, thank you leg. Give it a little massage, maybe even a little pat, because that can feel nice. Don't make me be the only one. Come on, pat your leg. Feels good. Good. All right, left leg. Left leg's out. Right leg. Check in. Hip, knee, toes. Start to tip the left toes. We tip, we tip, we tip. I should check my notes and see what I'm forgetting. Tip, tip, tip. Make it really controlled, like you're a metronome. Tick, 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 tick. I feel like somebody told me they played piano, but maybe that, okay. I had somebody else yesterday that told me they played piano too. I always like to ask if there's any knitters in the group. I know I got one back there. Ooh, and you were with me yesterday too, weren't you? Yes. I meant to talk to you and I forgot. All right, how's that feeling? Okay, pause. I apologize to anyone who crochets. I just haven't figured it out. I tried to make granny squares. It just didn't feel right, but that's been a long time ago, and I've become a knitter instead. All right, left hand, left knee, right hand, whoo, to the sky. Sit tall. Exhale, reach your right hand towards your toes. Now here we go. We're reaching again. Can you think about where your sternum is? Is it turned towards your knee? Is it lifted forward? And then are you able to lift your gaze towards your right elbow? And remember, we're doing all of these things and we're checking in. If it hurts, if it's painful, you know, those are the things we need to pull back and say, hold up, I better check in on this, make sure that I'm safe to be doing the things I'm trying to do. Take a big breath in, breathe into the right side of your rib cage. Exhale, breath, and let it go. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, reach your right hand back towards the sky. Step that left leg in front of the body, let the arm down. Okay, now we're gonna go into those quad lifts. We're gonna engage, engage, lift, and lift, and lift. I feel a little like Richard Simmons. And lift, and lift. I need my headband. Hi, Mom. My mom exposed me to Richard Simmons when I was a little girl. Love him. Suzanne Summers, anyone? Yeah, leg warmers. I need to knit a pair of leg warmers.
And your headband.
And my headband, yes ma'am. Okay, let's throw in a little leg clap. Now, if leg clap here, you're like, I can do this. Can you clap under it?
Oh, no.
Ooh, yeah, right? That's a little bit more.
Other leg, maybe.
Don't cramp. We're still trying to sit tall. We're pulling the navel in nice and tight. Woo. All right. Shake that leg out. All right. Let's do a little Charleston with the legs. So we're going to do a little heel-toe action here. We're going to take the heels out, and then the toes out, and the heels out, and the toes out. And then we're just going to heel-toe the feet in and out, in and out. We're going to try not to think about it too hard, because when we think about it, then we get all messed up. And again, this movement can be as big or as little. Feels right for you. Now, if you're like, I could do this all day, let me challenge you. Can you also cross your hands at your knees while you do it? Now we're going to pat our tummies and rub our head.
My feet just start doing
Right? The feet just start doing the thing. But this is keeping the brain fresh. We're building new neurons. We're keeping it nice and together in there.
I can do it in slow-mo.
I can't do it either way.
You know, slow motion's where we start, right? And then we can start to build the speed if we want to build the speed. Nobody said you had to be fast. Okay, let's pause. So, since my classes have been growing, I'm like, whew, mind blown, first of all. Second of all, I have been diving deep into finding things that will be beneficial to you. Because when you leave my class, I want you to take a nugget, have it in your pocket. If you never come back again, and I apologize, I have the same nugget that I shared yesterday, but we did forget the pelvic floor nugget, so you actually did take 2 nuggets this time. So this nugget, as we age, and inevitably we age, and what a gift it is, our blood pressure can change. And one of the things that I learned this week is that don't do it yet. When we stand and start to walk, our body needs time to let the blood pressure balance. That's the word I'm looking for. Regulate. So when we make that quick transition from sit to stand and we go to walk, our body might not be ready to walk the minute that we stand. So what I want you to just tuck in your pocket is that when you come to stand, you march in place. You take a couple of steps before you start to move. It has been found that a lot of falls happen because we stand and we take off right away. And our blood pressure hasn't regulated and caught up to what our body wants to do. So maybe you have experienced that. Maybe you've experienced a little bit of dizziness as you stand and you start to walk. This is one way to help you. And if you haven't experienced that yet, we're going to tuck that nugget in our pocket and we're going to take it with us so that if we do notice that or experience it, we can be like, oh yeah, that crazy yoga lady, she told me I should march in place before I start to walk. So we're going to come up to stand. And when we do so, I want to take a minute too to also just focus on how we come to stand. So we're going to do a couple of chair poses as well. So if you haven't already, I'm going to have you scooch up on the edge of your chair. I'm going to grab a sip of water. And then I want you to take a peek at your toes. Make sure that your toes are pointed straight ahead and they're right ahead of your knees. So if your knees are here, we're going to walk them in. Hips, knees, toes. Okay? Good stuff. Bring all of your awareness to the soles of your feet. Notice the big toe, the mound behind your big toe. your little toe, and your heels. When's the last time that you brought awareness to your little pinky toe without having to bang it off the bed? Okay, think about your little toe. Maybe even give it a little wiggle. Can you give your little toe a little wiggle in your shoe? Okay, now we're feeling our feet. We've got it. We're gonna come to stand. Take a big inhale. And if you need to use your chair, use your chair. If your hands at your knees help you come up, if you need a hand at the chair, you're gonna rise in a way that is appropriate for you. Press into the soles of the feet, come to stand. Now as we come to stand, take a couple of marches in place, just to kind of put that in your memory bank. Okay, find your mountain pose. This is mountain pose. We're finding our feet pointed straight ahead. Our hands are open at the sides of the body. In yoga, we do jazz hands. We don't do mittens, we do jazz hands. So our fingers are spread apart wide. We don't need to be here. We get those shoulders right over top of our hips, and our hips right above our ankles. And our gaze is straight ahead. So again, you're probably hitting my waist now. Take an inhale breath and reach your arms over your head. Now, can you imagine that you're coming to sit down at Thanksgiving table and somebody stole your chair and you have to stop because they stole your chair? And now you have to sit at the kids' table. Inhale, come back up nice and tall. Let your hands float back down to the sides of the body. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, we go to sit and our chair is gone. So lovely. Nice chair poses, y'all. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, let your hands float back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, come to sit, but not really. Let's stay. Inhale. Exhale. So this is the pose that yoga teachers like to tell stories in. And we let you stay here for a really long time.
That's not you, is it?
And it depends on the day. Press into the soles of your feet and stands. Every now and again I'll forget and somebody will be like, you know we're in chair pose still. Oh yes, sorry. No, sorry. Okay, let's take this into our kitchen sink stretch. So let me again. If you are a glaucoma patient, where's your vision going to stay? Straight ahead. Thank you. You're not looking down. You're going to look like this. Okay? Your vision's going to be straight ahead. So again, ophthalmologist, your doctor, whomever would be angry with you for looking at the floor, you're not going to do it. We're going to bring, so you're going to need some space. You're just going to want to check in the front row. You might even want to just turn sideways and look towards the window. We're going to come to stand behind our chair. We're going to place our hands on the back of the chair. And then we're going to start to walk our feet back. And we're going to create a table from our crown of our head to our shoulders to our sits bones, the bottom. And we're going to bend softly into the knees. And we're going to find a long line from our hands to our booty. Our gaze, unless you are a glaucoma patient, is going to be down to the ground. Okay, I'm going to hop down and I'm going to look at y'all. Can you step back one little bit, Steph? Yeah. Can you let? Yes. Perfect adjustment. Okay, my friend. Step this forward. Okay. Are you able to extend out this way a little bit more even? Okay. Just do what you can do. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. You stay right where you're at. Y'all are looking good. Feel free to come out at any point in time. Can you let your heart drop down just a little bit more? So maybe even step back just a tiny little bit more. Oh, yes, big adjustment. Feel the difference? Yeah. Yeah. Very looking good, friend. Maybe not quite so deep in your knees. Okay, you're good. Not quite as much, just a soft one. You're burning. Man, y'all crammed in back here. Okay, how are we? Good. Y'all are amazing. Let your crown and your head come towards each other. Yeah, there it is. You don't have to make that do, friends. I got it while you're back with me. Okay. Oh, I know. And then if you're able to bring yourself in your knee. looking good. All right, you all walk it back to your chair. Woo! Woo! Nice. I'm out of breath. All right, let's take just a moment here. Remember those little toe lifts and heel lifts and marches that we did? Let's do those. Toe lift, toe lift, toe lift. We're going to keep a hand or both hands on the chair. And we're just going to tap our toes. And you can go one at a time. You can go both at the same time. Just keep tapping, 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 tapping. Lift your toes, lift your toes. Are y'all having fun? Okay. Sometimes I get nervous because I usually use music when I play. So here where I don't, I'm like, are they having fun? It's so quiet. Okay, let's go into our heel lifts. Sound effects are encouraged. Now, let me tell you about this. Our nervous system is a funky little thing. Sometimes we can get all kinds of like, anybody else ever get, world feels really heavy, our nervous system just feels like it's on fire. Yeah. This is called rebounding. So when you lift, if it feels okay, whew, just drop your heels. Lift, and drop your heels. Now, if you feel safe doing so, you can throw an arm in. And just let your heels really clank off the floor. Now, obviously, any pain, any sharpness, don't do it. You can just stay in these soft little heel lifts and just even march in place again. If you feel really good, you can throw both hands in. Whew. Whew. You can even throw that sound effect in. Whew. Woo. Woo. It feels good. Whew. We're probably being too loud for the library. Whew. Whew. It just feels good, right? Okay, let's go to marches. All right, doesn't matter which leg you start with, just start marching. Now, goal when we march is to try to pull the thigh as close to parallel to the ground as we can. We can hang onto our chair. That's why we got it, support. If we don't need it, we can toss it. Not really, don't toss the chair. We're still going to use it here in a second. Okay, feeling good. Throw those arms in, I love it. The more movement we get, right? Get that heart pumping. Hello, heart, thank you. Okay, now, next time your right knee lifts, can you hold it there? Ooh, hello. Grab your chair. Grab your chair. Flex your toes towards your knee, like you're trying to touch your big toe towards your knee. Can you reach your right arm up?
One hold the chair.
Or the other one. Opposite one, whatever. I said you're right, right? So you're right. Doesn't matter.
It's a good thing.
Such as Simon says. But did Simon say? Release it down. All right, if you want to switch your chair, if you just want to turn around and face the back of the room, that's fine too. We're just going to do the same thing again. So now your other hand is on the chair. And come back to the marching again. You're fine. There is no wrong way to do yoga, just so you know.
The way to do it is to be here early.
Last week I was kind of late, and today I got here at 9:30, and I was able to get my spot reserved easily. Okay. Now, other leg lifts. So I did my right leg. So I'm going to do my left leg. I don't know which leg y'all did, but I feel like it should be your left, right? Yep. Correct. Okay, now, can you lift the opposite arm? Or the same, I mean, whatever. It's balance, right? It is balance. Good job, I saw that. I saw a two-handed reach. Yes, ma'am.
Show off. Does it count if you're leaning on it?
Can you, I heard that, Michelle. Can you release down to where you just have one finger holding the chair?
Bobblehead.
Maybe two fingers holding the chair?
I just have to.
Oh, yes, I see no hands.
I have bad balance.
Good
I
job.
do on one leg and then.
All right, let's release back down. Good job. So why do you think we do balancing poses?
To improve our balance.
To improve our balance and prevent falls. I had an experience a couple years ago before I started teaching that I was on a ladder next to a couple steps at my house and the cellar door was there. And I was cleaning that window and I was coming off the ladder. I thought I was on the last step. I was not on the last step. And there's this thing called parkour where kids like bounce off of buildings and weird stuff and they do acrobatic stuff in between. I said I parkoured. I went from the ladder to the steps to the cellar door and I somehow managed on my feet on the ground. It was yoga. I swear, it was the yoga that saved me from breaking a bone. Okay, enough about that. We're gonna do our calf stretch. So we're just gonna stand, doesn't matter which direction you're facing. We're gonna stretch calves. So we're gonna stand close to the chair. We're gonna bring all of our weight into our right leg. We are gonna take a big step back for your body with your left foot. Now, we have the chair for support, so snug it into you. That way you're not here. We want to be here, nice and tall. Front knee over your front ankle. Be mindful that you're not jutting clear past. You should be able to peek down and see the front of your shoe or your big toe. Your left foot, the heel should be lifted. Lots of energy shooting from that left heel. Okay. Now, y'all always love to do this because I am a big talker with my arms, so join me. Right arm. Inhale, lift the arm high, both legs straighten. Exhale, sink the left heel back to the mat, to the floor. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink it back down. Inhale, reach that right arm high. Exhale, sink it back down. Good, and hang out right here. Take a breath in, breathe into your belly. Exhale, breath, let it go. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. One more. Big inhale. Fill your belly up as full as you can. Sip in a little extra air at the top. Exhale, let it go. Good. Okay, so here, we're going to come straight in the legs again. We're going to step the left foot in. And we're going to turn the left toes so they point, if we're on a clock, our right toes are going to point to 12. Our left toes are going to point somewhere between 10 and 11. Then we're going to bend both of our knees. Stick your booty out. Hang onto your chair if you need it. You can put your hands on your thighs. So we have two muscles in our calves. We have the gastrocnemius, which is the really big, beefy one that we just stretched. And then we have the soleus. So now we're stretching the soleus. It's a little harder to stretch. So that's why we do this way. Targets a little bit differently. So our calf stretch is also another thing that we like to do every single day. You can do this while you're brushing your teeth by just taking your toes and kind of pressing them on the baseboard and leaning forward. That would be one way you could stretch. You could use a towel and wrap it around your toes and pull towards the body. But your calf stretch and then your finger wiggles and your shoulder rolls and your hip rotations, those are all things that we like to do every day to keep that body moving. Straighten up. Step in close to the chair. Why am I so out of breath? Right leg. Stepping it back. Oh, I know, girl. So many words. All right, we're going to pull that chair in nice and close so we can keep our heart lifted. Okay, front knee over front ankle. Make sure you can see the front of your shoe or your big toe. Okay, use your left arm. Inhale, reach high, both legs straight. Exhale, sink it back down. Bend that left knee, right heel extends to the ground. Good. Inhale, reach tall, both legs are straight. Exhale, bend the left knee, straighten the right. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and stay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. That right calf. Woo. Do you notice it? We're feeling it? Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, let's switch. We're going to step right foot in a little bit. So now, left toes, 12 o'clock. Right toes, somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock. About 10 or 12 inches between our feet. Bend both knees. Stick your booty out. Use that chair to help you stay upright. We're just going to hang out here. Take a breath in and a breath out. So this is a great opportunity to really focus on your breathing and think about breathing into the belly. We live in a world where we often breathe very shallowly and we breathe just into the upper part of our chest, into the heart space. So we want to try to breathe into the belly. So again, something you can practice at home is just laying your hands on your belly and noticing, is your breath traveling all the way into the very bottom of your lungs so that your diaphragm expands and we get that full breath. One more moment here. Take that breath in and breath out. Good. Straighten both legs. Step both feet back in close to the chair. And let's take a moment and just march it out. Just a little step, a little body wiggles, whatever feels good. All right. I think we got it all today. We did a little balancing. We did a little toe taps and our heel lifts. And we rotated our shoulders and our hips. And we did our necks. We did our wrists and our fingers. I think we got the whole body today. Good stuff.
I can feel it.
You can feel it? Yes. Success. Let's find our seats. We end in the same way we began. In a few moments of stillness and connection of body and breath. Find your sits bones under your body. Let the knees come right ahead of the hips. And the toes are pointed straight ahead. Shoulders over hips. Hands to the thighs. Chin parallel to the ground. You can either close the eyes or soften the gaze towards the tip of the nose and just let your vision go kind of fuzzy. Take a breath in through your nose. Breathe into the lungs. Fill them completely with breath. Exhale and let them go. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Smooth out the skin across your forehead. Draw your lips softly together and let the teeth fall just slightly apart. Relax the jaw. Notice the support of the chair beneath you and the earth beneath the chair, the connection of your body to earth. Take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. And a long, slow exhale breath, releasing any last bits of tension that you may be holding on to. Brahmacharya is often translated as moderation or balance. It invites us to walk the middle path, to find harmony between effort and ease, between indulgence and restraint. It's not about deprivation, but about honoring what is truly enough. With each inhale, invite in a sense of sufficiency, knowing that in this moment, you have all that you need. With each exhale, let go of excess, the distractions, the urges, the habits that pull you away from center. Picture your energy as a river, flowing smoothly, not rushing uncontrollably, nor stagnant and still. Imagine guiding that energy with intention, allowing it to nourish and sustain you rather than deplete you. As you rest here, ask yourself, where in my life can I create more balance? Where can I redirect my energy toward what truly serves me? Know that moderation is not about limitation, but about choice. You have the power to choose where you invest your time, your attention, and your heart. Take a deep breath in. Absorb this sense of clarity and steadiness. Exhale, let go of what no longer aligns with your well-being. As you're ready, start to bring awareness back into your body. A little wiggle of your fingers, your toes. Deepen your breath. Allow your hands to fall down to the sides of the body, the palms open towards the front of the room. Inhale, draw your arms high overhead. Let the fingertips come to touch. Exhale, draw the hands to heart. Let your thumbs come to rest at the sternum, bowing our heads. And here we take a moment of gratitude for this practice. To you for making space in the day, and for this opportunity to come together in community and in collective energy. May your life be free of struggles. May your heart be open. May your body be filled with joy and ease. May you share your gifts with the world, and may you know your truest self in this lifetime. Together we say, Namaste. Feel free to close your practice as you're ready. Don't feel like there's a rush or a hurry. Take a moment and just notice what you notice.